Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over our learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to write functions in multiple ways and recognize function notation, how to recognize patterns in functions to determine whether or not those functions are linear, to recognize coordinates in terms of x values and y values, to plot points on the coordinate plane, to recognize patterns in the graphs of linear functions, to determine how the slope and y-intercept will affect the graph of a linear function, to find a function value of a linear function, to find the slope and y-intercept of a function from an equation, to take linear equations that are not written in slope-intercept form and convert them to slope-intercept form, to graph linear functions using slope and y-intercept, to manipulate the slope and y-intercept to change the steepness and location of a graph to suit the needs of a question, to recognize practical applications of mathematics within your areas of interest, such as basketball, to find the y-intercept of a linear function given the slope and a point on the line, and to find the equation of a line given the slope and a point on the line. How are we learning it? Through the linear equations test assignment. When can we use this information? To recognize patterns in your spending so that you can figure out how to save up enough money to buy a car, to determine the location of appliances, furniture, and walls when planning to remodel your house, to determine how long it would take to save up enough money for a down payment on a car, to calculate the amount of money in a savings account, to change the appearance of difficult tasks so that it looks more like something you are used to seeing, such as changing your grocery list into a list based on the aisles where you will find the items, and to fill in gaps that are not given, such as putting together a bookcase with directions that are incomplete. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the linear equations test assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We'll begin by going over our learning goals and success criteria. After that, I'll give you time to complete the linear equations test assignment on Illuminate. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your before you go. Your only homework is to continue working on the linear equations study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the linear equations test. The assignment begins with our learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link down here that'll take us to the test. If we click on that link, it should take us to a page that looks like this. Let's talk now about how to log into Illuminate so that we can take our assessments. So when you click on the link to go to your Illuminate, it should take you to a page that looks like this, and it should already have the access code already there. So the only thing you need to enter in is your student login. Now your student login is your full student ID. So we're going to go ahead and enter that in. So we enter in our full student ID and click Next. It's going to pop up to a page that looks like this. It should have your name right here and your student ID here. It should tell you what test you're taking right here. If everything looks right, you're going to go ahead and click Confirm. From there, it should take you to a page that looks like this. You should have the title here. It should have your name up here in the top right corner. It tells you when the test closes and how many questions are on the test. You'll go ahead and click Begin Test. That will allow you to begin your test and complete the questions. Once you're done, make sure you go back to Google Classroom and submit your work.